going to start this class video with the very last of the exercises we do in the class. It's called the Snowman. It's 3 circles, 36 feet to the left, 26 feet to the right, and 24 feet to the left. Riders find this the most difficult because there are so many cones in a confined area. If you look at the wrong cones, you're not going to make it. Why turn circles? Well, it forces you to use your head and eyes, the friction zone, and a little pressure on the rear brake. Without those 3 techniques, you will never make it through this exercise. And here's Donna demonstrating the Snowman from above. First circle is 30 foot to the left. This is 26 feet to the right. And the last is 24 feet to the left. Notice she uses all the space available. Keeps her speed up to 8 to 10 miles per hour. And makes it through easily. Now let's watch this BMW bagger from ground level first. He just cut himself short about 5 feet, but there's room for error in the first one. Cut himself short again, not by as much. Now he gets into the last one to the left, and he stares at the green cone. No speed, down goes the motorcycle. Had he not been staring at that green cone and had he turned his head and looked for the next green cone, he would have made it. And I give him a demonstration on how to pick up the motorcycle. Obviously, he needs a little practice at that.
Hold this camera.
He's trying to pick it up rather than push back with his legs against the seat. So I demonstrate exactly how it should be done.
I gotta get that out.
I'm not Superman. I've just done this 1,000 times.
Oh, it didn't bang off of there. I think I'm okay. You were looking for love.
Luckily, there was no damage to the bike.
Your head should have already been over here by the time. As soon as you get to
I'm
this
explaining to him now where he should have been looking at what he should have done.
We're way too slow.
And sooner or later, he'll take my advice, as we'll see later on. But we're going to watch this next from above. So he pulls in, doing fine there. Now he just knocks about 8 feet off of it. That's okay. There's room for error. Again, he's going to track alongside, except right here. He loses 5 feet going into the next circle. He's looking at that green cone, looking at it instead of turning his head. And he stops the bike with the handlebars turned, and the bike tips over. This rider's on a street glide, using just about all the space available.
Find the green.
He's turning his head. He's in the friction zone.
Look at the next circle. Look at the next
Got a little pressure on the rear brake. Again, using all the space. Turning his head. And out he goes with no problem. That was his first time. Let's watch it from above. Got that tire tracking pretty well alongside the cones. In the 30-foot circle, there's plenty of room for error. His speed could be a little bit faster. He's probably closer to 7 miles per hour here. But he's got a good handle on the friction zone. He turns his head and eyes at the right time. Looks for those green cones. That's the key cones. There's 2 of them there. And pulls out and makes it easily. This rider's on a Kawasaki 650, and he's a fairly new rider, and he's on the perfect bike to learn these techniques.
Don't look down. Green.
His worst habit while learning this was doing a double take with his head and eyes. Instead of turning his head and eyes one time and looking where he wanted to go, he tended to do a double take. You can just barely make it out here. And he tended to look down at the ground. Every time you look at the ground, you're going to have to put a foot down. He doesn't quite make the last one. Now let's watch it from above. It's tracking fairly good. Looked down for a second, the foot went down. He tended to look down, and I corrected him every time, but I know sometimes they're trying to pay attention to too many things at once, and they can't take the direction I'm giving them. Now he looks straight, goes around fairly well, and pulls out. Did pretty good for the first time. Now in this clip we're going to see two riders who have practiced prior to coming to the class. They're familiar with the techniques. They've practiced, they've used the techniques over and over, and easily make it through what many people consider the most difficult exercise, the snowman, because there are so many cones. They could even get away with cutting it short because they've got such a good handle on the clutch and throttle, the rear brake, and head and eyes. As you see here, he just cut a good 8 feet off of it, but still no problem.
Don't cut this one short.
I'm warning him in this one not to cut it short, because there you've only got 24 feet, so you've only got 6 feet to screw up and still make it. And we'll watch it from above. Watch how little room this rider needs to make it through the 30-foot circle. He's probably turning 20-foot circles right here. Again, cuts it short, but it doesn't matter because he's leaning the bike, he's got enough speed, and he's using all three techniques: head and eyes, friction zone, little pressure on the rear brake. Easily makes it through. Same with this rider on the Ultra. He's been to the class, I think, twice before. So he's got a real good handle on it. He could have a little more speed. He's planning on doing some competition. Competition rider, you need some speed as well. Here he's going just about 8 miles per hour, I would guess. And you could get up to about 10 or 11 in this exercise at this size. Last but not least, we've got the BMW rider. I think this was his fourth, maybe third or fourth time through, and he finally makes it. Still needs more speed.
Turn your head.
If he picks up his speed, he could take advantage of the lean angle on that bike. But that's not an easy motorcycle to ride. Very touchy throttle.
Green, next green, next green, next one.
And he makes it through. Till next time.
And he makes it.
But wait, there's more. Before I go, I've got to remind you about motorcycle drop guards. That's what we have right here. It's 3/8 of an inch thick steel, stainless steel. And we've got the primary cover. Prevents any damage at all in case the motorcycle is dropped. Here's the one in the back. You could drop this bike all day long and no damage at all to the motorcycle. MotorcycleDropGuards.com, and if you use RLAP10, your coupon code, you're going to save $10. Now, till next time.